Today we look at Promptarmor, a prompt injection defense presented at ICLR 2026 and described in AR14 paper 2507.15219. Promptarmor uses an off-the-shelf large language model as a dedicated preprocessor that detects and strips injected content before it ever reaches the agent. With GPT-4o, GPT 4.1, or O4 Mini, the authors report false positive and false negative rates below 1% on AgentDojo. In the next few minutes, we cover what it is, how it works, and how to apply it. Let us start with the core idea behind how to implement Promptarmor injection filter. Here are the essentials of how to implement Promptarmor injection filter in plain language, what it is, and why it was introduced. Promptarmor needs no fine-tuning. It places an off-the-shelf LLM, such as GPT-4o, GPT 4.1, or O4 Mini, as a pre-processing layer that screens incoming content before the agent acts on it. The guardrail model inspects untrusted input, flags injected instructions, and strips them out. Only the cleaned content passes through, so the downstream agent never sees the malicious payload. Using GPT-4o, GPT 4.1, or O4 Mini, the authors report false positive and false negative rates both under 1% on AgentDojo, a leading benchmark for agentic prompt injection attacks. Once injected content is removed, the reported attack success rate falls below 1%. The pre-processing step neutralizes the payload before it can hijack the agent's behavior. Now let us look at how to implement Promptarmor injection filter matters in practice. Here is where how to implement Promptarmor injection filter shows up in real products, teams, and decisions. Beyond AgentDojo, the paper reports false positive and false negative rates below 5% on open prompt injection and TensorTrust, showing the approach generalizes across multiple injection benchmarks. Performance depends on the guardrail model. GPT 3.5 yields high false negatives, while GPT 4o and GPT 4.1 perform far better. Choosing a stronger reasoning model directly improves detection quality. The authors position Promptarmor as an easy baseline layer within defense in depth, not a complete solution. We pair it with input validation, least privileged tools, and human oversight. Because it needs no fine-tuning, we deploy Promptarmor as a pre-processing wrapper around existing agents. We route untrusted input through the GPT-4o or GPT 4.1 filter before the agent runs. Let us recap the key takeaways on how to implement Promptarmor injection filter and what to do next. Promptarmor, from AR14 paper 2507.15219 and presented at ICLR 2026, uses an off-the-shelf LLM to strip injected content before it reaches the agent. With GPT-4o, GPT 4.1, or O4 Mini, the authors report false positive and false negative rates both below 1% on AgentDojo and below 5% on two other benchmarks. After the preprocessor removes injected instructions, the reported attack success rate falls below 1%, neutralizing the payload before the agent ever sees it. Effectiveness scales with reasoning. GPT 3.5 produces high false negatives, while GPT 4o and GPT 4.1 perform far better, so we choose a capable guardrail model and treat it as one defense layer. If we are building agents that handle untrusted text, Promptarmor offers an easy baseline worth testing. An off-the-shelf GPT-4o or GPT 4.1 preprocessor reporting under 1% false positives on AgentDojo, no fine-tuning required. For more information, visit Standarity.com. See you in the next video.